poured the cup, I held the steam. The morning light was soft and clean. No words were said we didn't need, just warmth that lingered in the breeze. The window glowed, the silence stayed, like everything it gently laid. You smiled once, then looked away, but all you meant was in the day. There was morning between us and sunlight on our skin, a hush that wrapped around where conversation ends. We didn't chase the meaning, we didn't move or run, just coffee and the sun. The toast grew cold, but time was kind. It let us fall outside the lines. Your hand near mine, but not too close, like we both knew and didn't know. There was morning between us, no future, no regret, just quiet understanding in the places we had kept. The city hadn't woken, but we had just begun, with coffee and the sun. And now when light comes drifting in, I feel you in my breath again. There was morning between us then. The mug stayed warm, though morning passed. Her fingers once curved, now only the glass. A breath she left still lives in steam, in silent echoes of an unseen dream. Room remembers how she spoke so low, like drifting snow, too soft to know. No one moved the chair she used to claim. Stillness brewed and carried her name. The quiet didn't leave her mug. It held her warmth like a fragile hug. Though she's not here, her shadow stays in morning light and drifting haze. A whisper lived beneath distance louder than a song, but in this space she still belongs. Steam hadn't formed, but I still knew the weight your absence left in view. The chair untouched, but not unknown, your shape remained in morning tone. The kettle hummed, a quieter sound, as if it sensed what hung around. No clink of spoon, no folded note, just silence where your warmth once rode. Before the cup remembered the feel of lips and hands, I traced the day without you through quiet second strands. No name was said, no sound was made, but memory had never stayed. The sky turned gold, then briefly white, and coffee cooled without a fight. Your echo stayed within the rim, like light that fades but doesn't dim. Before the cup remembered, I'd already known. You left me with the morning, but not alone. The room still speaks in softer tone, even when the coffee's gone. You didn't stay to take a sip. The heat still clung to where you gripped. The air was still, the glass was clear, but something left that should be here. No chair was moved, no page was turned. The candle dimmed, the silence burned. Your name remained, but not aloud, just resting there beneath a cloud. Before the cup went cold, you left without a sound. The warmth stayed on the table, but you were not around. No disappeared so softly before the cup went cold. They moved on, but not this place. It held your shape, your quiet trace. No goodbye note, no backward glance, just everything left to chance. Before the cup went cold, you took the in-between, the part where nothing's certain, but everything is seen. You never touched the moment, but still it took its hold. You faded like the steam did before the cup went cold. And every time I see it steam, I feel the part you didn't mean. The morning came on slowly, like breath against the glass. I didn't rush to meet it, I let the silence pass. The coffee held a stillness that wrapped around my hand, and every thought I used to chase now knew just where. The world outside kept glowing, but softer than before. No way to name, no storm to fight, no reasons to restore. I watched the light unfold itself along the window pane, and felt a kind of healing that never asked for name. Beneath the quiet sky, I found a space to stay, not built from grand arrivals, but moments lost in gray. No thunder marked the turning, no answers passed me by, just something still and certain beneath the quiet sky. And though I walk through shadows and days that came undone, this calm became a promise that something warm would come. Beneath the quiet sky, I learned to breathe again. The soft return of color where silence had been thin. It wasn't made of endings, it didn't need to try. I only had to listen beneath the quiet sky. something soft was left to stay. Her voice had faded low and clear, still ringing though she wasn't near. It hummed through cups and silverware, in silence only she could share. The sun reached out but didn't warm the way she did, so calm, so warm. Her absence gently filled the air, like music lost but always there. Sun reached out but didn't warm. The sun reached out. Sun reached out. The steam curled slow above her cup. No rush, no word, no need to speak. She traced the rim with fingers rough and let the quiet gently leak. The chair still leaned the way she left, a cushion warm from one last sigh. No echo stirred, just silence kept where once her voice would softly lie. And the light touched where she'd been, but never asked her why. Just lingered like her breath had before it said goodbye. Her voice stayed in the silence, not loud enough to cry. The pages turn without her hand. The wind moves slow behind the glass, and though the room could barely stand, it held her like a fading past. she'd been, but never asked her why. Just lingered like her breath had before it said goodbye. Her voice stayed in the silence, not loud enough to cry. So leave the cup, don't clear the place. The stillness knows her name, and in the hush her echo waits, too soft to call, too dear to blame. She walked once, maybe twice, her feet so soft they left no price. The cup was full, the steam rose high, but no one asked her how why. She sat then paused, then touched the rim, the light behind her growing dim. Her breath was warm, her gaze was thin, but nothing told where she'd been. Quiet steps between sips, no louder than a thought. She moved like passing morning, the time itself forgot. No footprints in the silence, no coffee on her lips, just presence held in motion and quiet steps. Between the sips, no one spoke, the floor stayed still, but something stirred against my will. A question hung without a word, but never broke and never stirred. Quiet steps between sips, the kind you never chase, a rhythm made of waiting that lingers in its place. She didn't leave a moment, she only let it slip inside the space she offered between her steps. Just one sip. Now every morning holds that sound of nothing loud, but something found. The garden said nothing when you were gone, no sudden wind, no morning song. The leaves just sway like they always do, but everything felt shaped like you. The bench still holds your resting weight, the path untouched, the iron gate. I walked it slow without a sound, still waiting for your steps to ground. so soft, so white. It brushed my hand, then slipped aside. I breathed the air you used to know, and let the quiet gently grow. And though the colors didn't fade, and every rose was still well made, the silence carried something through, a space where all your presence grew. The garden said nothing, but I knew. Not every goodbye makes a sound. Some just live in the ground. You sat so still across from me, no tremble, no apology, but something cracked inside the air, a silence neither of us dared. The clock still ticked, the lights were warm, but in your calm I felt the storm. A look of breath, a sudden shift, like something sacred had been missed. Shattered stillness, soft and deep, where love once stood, it couldn't keep. No raised a voice, no broken glass, just silence tearing through the past. We never fought, we let it slip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. Still full, your hand withdrawn. The moment passed and you were gone. No door slammed shut, no final scene, just space where something used to mean. Shattered stillness, quiet fall. No warning signs, no sound at all. It didn't scream, it didn't bend, it just forgot how to pretend, and left us there, no script, no grip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. Shattered stillness, soft and deep, where love once stood, it couldn't keep. No raised a voice, no broken glass, just silence tearing through the past. We never fought, we let it slip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. The room was full of morning, but she had left it bare. The cup untouched, the curtain still, no presence in the air, no footsteps down the hallway, no rustle from a hand, just space where she had once begun, too soft to understand. The light moved slow across the floor, but didn't reach her name. It held the quiet tenderly, but never felt the same. No picture tried to hold her face, no breeze recalled her wake, just silence breathing everything in the air she didn't take. She didn't take, still lingers in the room. It folds around the coffee steam and hums a weightless tune. No echo dared to follow, no shadow tried to break. The only thing that stayed was this, the air she didn't take. So nothing really ended, no final line was drawn, just stillness where she might have been, and now forever's gone. Hush that lingered soft and smooth. Her words had left, but not their sound. They rose with steam, then drifted down. The morning didn't press for more, just light that pulled along the floor. Her voice a breath that didn't try, still echoing low, she said goodbye. Her voice stayed in the steam, like threads of some forgotten dream. Though time went on, the warmth remained in echoes soft and unexplained. Song was sung, yet silence played upon the chair where she once stayed. Her name dissolved, but not the trace, still floating in this quiet place. Her voice stayed in the steam, like threads of some forgotten dream. Though time went on, the warmth remained in echoes soft and unexplained. soft and unexplained. We sat where sky met water and snow lit up the ridge. The summer air was golden across the mountain's edge. You poured the coffee slowly, I watched the steam arise and felt the world fall silent beneath your steady eyes. Breeze moved through the grasses, but never touched our pace. Your hand was warm beside me, the sun lit up your face. We didn't need a promise, we didn't say a word. Just sit beneath the stillness where only love was heard. Coffee and the quiet view with nothing left to chase. The lake below, the snow above, and time in no real place. No rush, no road, no questions, just sky and me and you. And everything felt softer with coffee in the view. I don't recall the distance or how the morning flew. I only know I loved you where mountains frame the blue. You didn't rush to fill the air, just sat and breathed the moment there. No need to say what we both knew, the silence softly followed through. A quiet chord beneath your hand, the kind that only hearts understand. Each sip between the words unsaid was louder than the things we read. Even in the stillness, you were holding me, not with hands or promises, but calm simplicity. No thunder in your leaving, no final plea. Even in the stillness, you were everything to me. The light had just begun to shift, but still we gave what we could give. Not drama, not a perfect close, just depth and how the quiet grows. Even in the stillness, you And though the room is quieter now, it still remembers how. You don't say much, and that's enough. Your quiet hands, your steady touch, the way you pause before you speak, that's where I go when I feel weak. You never try to prove me wrong. You hum along to every song, and somehow even on my worst days, you teach me how real love just stays. It's the way love stays, not how it starts, not blazing light, but steady hearts. No perfect words, no grand displays, just showing up in subtle ways. Some love begins like summer rain, but yours just holds me through the strain. And in that hush, I've come to see the quiet love you give to me. It's the way love stays, soft and clear, through passing time, through every year. No louder winds, no brighter rays, just you and me. The way love stays. Forgot first, before goodbye, before the tears could even try. Your voice grew soft, your hands grew slow, and I just watched you let me go. You still came home, you still made tea, but nothing looked the same to me. The way you stared, the way you blinked, said more than words you never think. You forgot first, I stayed behind, still holding on to what was mine. But love can't live where memory fades. It slowly dims, then slips away. whispered truths you used to keep, but you just smiled, then fell asleep. And in that hush, I finally knew you'd left the room, but not the view. You forgot first, I still recall the way we were before the fall. And though you're here, you're far from me, just traces now of who we'd be. She moved like the light through a curtain at dawn. No sound in her steps, but I knew she was gone. The cup on the table still held the heat, and the moment she left stayed in my seat. No questions were asked, no words were delayed. She folded the silence and quietly stayed. The sunlight leaned where she used to be, filling the space more gently than me. Soft light on her side, nothing broke, nothing cried, just a warmth that remained, like a thought I never named. She didn't say goodbye, but the stillness didn't lie. The chair held her shape, like the day held its breath. She left without leaving, but took what was left. Soft light on her side, where her quiet used to hide. No shadows to chase, just a hush in her place. And I never asked why. Soft light on her side. I poured the cup you used to hold and watched the steam rise slow. The morning didn't answer me, but somehow seemed to know. The chair remained in silence, the air refused to move, and every sound I could make still circled around the truth. You name was never spoken, but lingered in the dust. The window caught the shadows of everything we trust. No thunder in my sorrow, no breaking in my tone, just echoes wrapped in quiet and learning how to be alone. These are the words I never gave you, too soft, too late, too real. They live beneath my silence, where only stillness feels. No tremble in the echo, no rise, no final wave, only the breath I couldn't share and the words I never gave. Now every room still holds them, each phrase I couldn't say, just floating through the silence since you walked away. The cup was full, but no one drank. The window fogged, the curtain sank. The air was warm, but not the same. Her name had left before it came. The spoon stayed still, the napkin clean, but something moved between the scene. Not sound, not light, not scent or word, just something soft, the silence heard. The chair looked out, but didn't lean. The table held a gentle sheen. The steam rose up, then bent and turned around the place where she once burned. I didn't speak, I didn't try to catch the shadow in her sigh, but everywhere her breath had been, the stillness wrapped itself within. Her absence hung beside the steam, so light, so slow, so hard to deem. And though she left without a sound, her silence never left the ground. Her absence hung beside the steam, so light, so slow, so hard to deem. And though she left without a sound, her silence never left the ground. You didn't speak it loud or clear, but love was always resting here in gentle hands and silent grace, and how you look, then turn your face. You never asked for songs or vows, just stayed through every broken sound. You made the quiet feel like home, even when I felt alone. It was a quiet kind of love, no fireworks, no push or shove, just steady warmth that never fades, a calm that stayed through darker days. No sudden moves, no need to prove. You held your heart in quiet truth, and now I know that kind of care speaks louder when it's always there. It was a quiet kind of love, still echoing when words give up. I see it now in softest light, the kind that stays through every night. She leaned her elbow near the cup. The light was low, the steam curled up. No need for words, no sudden move, just presence soft and hard to prove. She stayed like that for just a breath, then gently rose, then quietly left. The table held a shallow dip where time had paused beneath her grip. After I left the wood, the silence spread the way it should. No sound remained, no hand returned, just quiet where the warmth once burned. The chair leaned back, the cloth was bare, the light fell through the empty air. I didn't speak, I didn't rise, I only watched the morning light. After silence spread the way it should. No sound remained, no hand returned, just quiet where the warmth once burned. And though the room forgets her way, that shallow curve still resonates. A presence pressed, then softly swept. I stayed after her elbow left. She left before the clock could chime. Her coat was thin, the light was lime. No note, no word, no final glance, just air that knew she'd missed her chance. The steam still curled, the rim still shine, the mug still held her hand in mine. Though empty now, it didn't cool. It knew her leaving broke the rule. The chair untouched, the door ajar, her steps had barely traveled far, but something stayed too soft to see and kept her voice inside the tea. Mug was still listening slow to things she never let me know. Her breath, her pause, her final lean still floated where she once had been. The morning past, a blind stayed drawn, the sun forgot it once The steam rose slow and silver. The cup was in your hand. You didn't speak a sentence, but somehow I could stand. The morning held its rhythm, a breath between the sound, and all the things we didn't say were gently settling down. You looked out past the window at nothing in particular, but I could feel you thinking, like silence made it clear. No weight behind your gestures, no hurry in your eyes, just warmth that moved like water beneath unfolding skies. The quiet I remember is where I learned to be, not perfect, not unbroken, just safe enough to see. It wasn't full of answers or things we had to mend. The quiet I remember was where I could begin. And even now in stillness, when nothing feels the same, I close my eyes and find you inside the quiet's name. Didn't say a single word, but still your silence sang. The way you reached across the cup felt warmer than the spring. The light was soft across your face. The world had slowed its pace. You smiled like you already knew this moment wouldn't waste. When you looked my way, speak. The space between us melted like sunlight on my cheek. You held me in a second with nothing more to say, and everything grew softer when you looked my way. Could have been anywhere, but ours were side by side. The music low, the day was long, but time forgot to slide. When you looked my way, the quiet felt complete. No grand design, no perfect lines, just steady, simple beat. You saw me in a stillness that others push away, and all I did was breathe in when you looked my way. Now every morning finds that gaze still living in those gentle days. The floor is cold, but the cup is warm. Steam curling sun, a daily form. You hum a tune as the kettle sings, and peace begins with simple things. Toast on the plate, your sleepy smile. No need to rush, just stay a while. The scent of brew, the wooden tone. Coffee in this room smells like home. Every coffee smells like home to me, like quiet mornings and company, like stories whispered slow and sweet, like Sunday hearts and barefoot feet. The radio plays something low, but all I hear is time moving slow. The curtains dance, the sky turns gold. In this small world I feel you hold. No grand parade, no city light, just gentle hands and soft daylight. If love had shade, it's this I've known. That coffee here still smells like home. Coffee smells like home today, and every breath just wants to stay. No need for more, no need to roam. Your quiet smile is where I'm home. You didn't say a single word, but still I heard it clear. The way you held your coffee cup, the way you lingered near. The breeze moved through the meadow, but never touched your leaf. It only kissed the moment where sunlight touched your sleeve. The lake lay still behind us, the peak stood soft and high, and all the world grew quieter beneath that open sky. I watched you through the silence, your breath so calm, so slow, as if the day had stopped itself, just long enough to glow. Sunlight rested on your sleeve, like something meant to stay. It wrapped around your stillness, then gently slipped away. No need for grand reminders, no louder way to grieve, just love inside the silence, where sunlight touched your sleeve. And even now in shadow, when memory starts to weave, I close my eyes and find you with sunlight on your sleeve. You always took one sugar, never more, never less. I stirred it in without a word, still wearing your old dress. The toast stayed cold beside me, untouched like every thought. I sipped from where you used to sit and waited, but you did not. One sugar, no reply, that's how the morning came. The cup was full of memory, but empty just the same. No voice, no glance, just the echo of your name. The spoon still touched the saucer, like it hoped to stir you near. But even warmth grows distant when there's nothing left to hear. One sugar, no reply, like answers left unread. The silence sat across from me and spoke to me instead. No voice, no glance, just the things we never said. And now I drink it slow. You sat so still across from me, no tremble, no apology, but something cracked inside the air, a silence neither of us dared. The clock still ticked, the lights were warm, but in your calm I felt the storm. A look of breath, a sudden shift, like something sacred had been missed. Shattered stillness, soft and deep, where love once stood, it couldn't keep. No raised a voice, no broken glass, just silence tearing through the past. We never fought, we let it slip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. The mug still full, your hand withdrawn. The moment passed and you were gone. No door slammed shut, no final scene, just space where something used to mean. Shattered stillness, quiet fall. No warning signs, no sound at all. It didn't scream, it didn't bend, it just forgot how to pretend and left us there. No script, no grip, shattered stillness in a single sip. Shattered stillness, soft and deep, where love once stood, it couldn't keep. No raised a voice, no broken glass, just silence tearing through the past. We never fought, we let it slip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. Shattered stillness in a single sip. We found a place where silence grew between the grass and the sky. Mountains washed in stillness as time went drifting by. No words were there to lead us, no plans we had to keep. Just coffee warm between our hands and hearts that learned to sleep. The snow remained above us, unmelting in the blue. But summer wrapped the valley floor and settled into you. We sat in soft agreement with wind against our cheeks, and love became a whisper in a pause beneath the peaks. A pause beneath the peaks, where all the noise withdrew, where every breath felt deeper and all the light felt new. We didn't speak of distance, we didn't search or seek. We simply stayed together in a pause beneath the peaks. Now when the world grows louder and hours fall like rain, I go back to that silence and I find your hand again. You didn't speak, but something stayed. A shadow soft, the light obeyed. The cup was full, the room was dim, and every breath still carried him. The air was warm, but turning slow, like morning learning how to go. The silence thick, the window thin, swore I heard you breathe again. Before the steam let go, you lingered in the haze. No words were ever said, but everything had changed. The echo of your name still falls across these quiet cafe walls. Your handprint on the porcelain, a touch the light keeps folding in. I sat too long, the moment passed, but still it aches and still it lasts. Before the steam let go, I almost said your name, but held it like a memory that's softer left unnamed. Now every empty cup I know still waits for steam that won't let go. You stood beside the window frame. The light was soft but not the same. Your voice was steady but you paused, as if the truth had second thoughts. The coffee sat between our hands. We never needed reprimands, just space to feel what wouldn't pass, just quiet shaped like shattered glass. We were held without a word, no need to speak the pain. The rhythm of our breathing had said it all again. We didn't raise our voices, we didn't break or burn, but still we knew the ending was something we had earned. The clock moved on, the sun grew wide, but neither of us stepped outside. We sat within the slowing frame where nothing loud would take the blame. We were held without a word, and that was all it took. The silence did the writing on every empty look. We didn't fight to save it, we didn't beg or bend, but somehow in that stillness we told ourselves it ends. Now every morning echoes that, where nothing breaks but nothing lasts. You held your breath when you let go, left just the cup and whispered no. I watched the steam begin to rise, but not a flicker in in your eyes. The walls leaned in, the windows stayed as if they knew we both obeyed. You didn't cry, I didn't ask. The silence wore your final mask. Nothing moved but the steam, and that was enough. Your hands were still, your words were rough. The quiet told me more than sound, that love was here, but now unbound. The spoon had settled, breath grew thin, the air too still to let you in. But in that heat, one shape remained, a ghost of warmth that love had stained. Nothing moved but the steam, and that was the sign. The end came slow, came in time. I didn't blink, I didn't scream, I only watched you leave the steam. She sat where morning barely moved. The glass was pale, the edges smooth. Her breath a line across the pane, a quiet shape without a name. No pen, no page, no spoken word, just something soft, the silence heard. She didn't write, she didn't speak, but left her story in the week. The steam rose once, then disappeared, but what she meant had stayed right here. A single trace of memory. She didn't cry, she didn't stay, but something warm refused to fade. No ink, no voice, no parting verse, just what the window wrote it first. The seat is cold, the table bare, but quiet hums still fill the air. Her hands once folded on her knee, still resting how the light meets me. Some stories live in breath and glass, they don't need steam curls slow above her cup. No rush, no word, no need to speak. She traced the rim with fingers rough and let the quiet gently leak. The chair still leaned the way she left, a cushion warm from one last sigh. No echo stirred, just silence kept, where once her voice would softly lie. And the light touched where she'd been, but never asked her why. Just lingered like her breath had before it said goodbye. Her voice stayed in the silence, not loud enough to cry. The pages turned without her hand. The wind moved slow behind the glass, and though the room could barely stand, it held her like a fading past. And the light touched where she'd been, but never asked her why. Just lingered like her breath had before it said goodbye. Her voice stayed in the silence, not loud enough to cry. So leave the cup, don't clear the place. The stillness knows her name, and in the hush her echo waits, too soft to call, too dear to blame. The basket waits beside the tree. 2 cups, 1 napkin folded neatly. The blanket holds the warmth we knew, but only when sits next to you. The meadow hums in gentle tones, but now the sky just feels alone. No laughter echoes from the breeze, just distant leaves and empty tea. It's a picnic without us, where silence takes the place of trust. No hands to hold, no gaze to meet, just grass that moves beneath my feet. The sun still shines, the clouds still pass, but it's a picnic without us. I brought the book you used to read, the one with pages soft and sweet. But every line feels far too loud without your voice to read them out. It's a picnic without us, the kind that leaves no trail, no fuss, no sudden tears. fades into dust, just like the picture